Welcome to NFL Imperialism. You may have seen this concept floating around YouTube, but I wanted to put my own spin on it by going through every season in the Super Bowl era and hopefully improving upon it. We simply spin a wheel with all the teams' names on it, then spin an arrow to see what direction they will take from their place on the map. Landing on another team's territory will give us that game. For a more thorough breakdown of how imperialism works, be sure to check out the beginning of our initial video of the 1966 season. That is linked down in the description below. Beneath that is a link to the imperialism playlist consisting of all completed imperialism seasons to date. Otherwise, we are ready to start. We've now reached the 2008 season, and after getting one for the thumb 3 seasons earlier, the Pittsburgh Steelers became the first NFL franchise to need another hand for all their Super Bowl rings, notching their 6th victory in the big game. And they echoed their past with the defense leading the way, in particular, linebacker James Harrison, pictured here. Harrison was the rightful MVP of the 2008 NFL season, and the rightful MVP of Super Bowl 43, when he made the single greatest play, not just in Super Bowl history, but in all of NFL history, with his 100-yard pick six to end the first half. That Super Bowl was against the surprising Arizona Cardinals. Surprising not just because they're the Cardinals and they actually made it to a Super Bowl, but because they were 9-7 and were considered by many the least likely team to emerge from the NFC once the playoffs began. But they made it and held a lead with under a minute left before they were undone by the Santonio Holmes toe tap, giving Pittsburgh the win. When all was said and done, the Steelers have our number 1 ranking to go with their Super Bowl title, where they're joined by the conference title game runners-up in the Ravens and the Eagles, as well as the 2 number 1 seeded teams who both went one and done in the playoffs, the Titans and the Giants. The Cardinals are not seen here. In the bottom 5, despite literally going winless in 2008, the Detroit Lions are only number 2, as this coveted spot goes to the horrendous St. Louis Rams, who despite actually winning 2 games, were by every other metric worse than the Lions. After an admittedly long intro, it's time to get 2008 imperialism underway. We got in a fair bit of expansion, but now we're getting a game, and not just a game, a top 5 matchup. The Eagles will travel to Baltimore to face the Ravens. Once again, due to the Ravens having a 3-4 defense, we've put them in the uniforms of the Green Bay Packers. In this defensive battle, the Ravens lead 7-3 in the third quarter. They're at the Philly 13-yard line. Willis McGahee takes his handoff up the middle. He looks like he's held up, but he breaks through and gets into the end zone. And with the way Baltimore's defense is playing in this game, a 14-3 lead may seem insurmountable. Yet the Eagles have driven the ball down to the Raven 11-yard line. There's only a little bit of time left here. Play action pass goes to Deshaun Jackson. He'll make the catch for the touchdown with only 32 seconds remaining. Philly decides to go for 2 here and they miss. So it remains 17-9. It's going to depend on this onside kick. It's laid down, but McGahee makes the recovery and the Ravens are able to roll out this clock. They win the game 17-9. This was a matchup between the 2 teams who lost in their respective conference championship games. One of them was going to take the loss again, and it was the Eagles on the road who did so. The Ravens will take over their territory, and the first game of 2008 imperialism is in the books. We're getting ready for our next game. The wheel will select the Cleveland Browns. They're going to head down south and stay in state. They'll be playing the Cincinnati Bengals. The Bengals lead 10-6 in the third quarter. Ryan Fitzpatrick faces some pressure, gets the pass off, but it's intercepted by Brandon McDonald. He breaks away, running down the sideline and into the end zone for the touchdown. Cleveland's first touchdown of the game. They get ahead 13-10. Before it's all over, they're going to add a couple of field goals. They go into Cincinnati and win this game 19-10. That interception was the third of 4 thrown by Ryan Fitzpatrick, really hurting his team. The Browns will take over the Bengals territory, and for the first time in a very long time, are the only team in Ohio. The wheel selects the Jacksonville Jaguars. They're heading down to Tampa Bay to face the Buccaneers. We're tied at 7 in the second half. Quarterback Jeff Garcia fires deep to Michael Clayton, makes the catch, picks up a few extra yards, gets it down to the 15-yard line. Tampa eventually get it down to the 1, where Garcia will find Clayton again for the touchdown. Tampa Bay, defending the homeland, gets out ahead 14-7. Jacksonville makes their move. They've taken it to the Tampa Bay 12-yard line. David Garrard drops back, has all day. We'll find Fred Taylor out of the backfield. He takes it in the rest of the way. Jacksonville will not be deterred. This game is now tied up at 14 apiece. Tampa Bay has thoughts of taking the lead. They have a 2nd and 9 from the Jacksonville 33. Garcia goes up the seam to tight end Jeremy Stevens, makes the catch in stride and scores the touchdown. Tampa will go up here 20-14. The extra point gets blocked. The Jaguars are now in Tampa territory, facing a 3rd and 19, and it's about to get worse. Gaines Adams breaks through his 2nd sack of the game. It's 4th and very long. Jacksonville's going to try a very long field goal. Josh Scobie from 58 yards out makes it look like an extra point. It's now 20-17. The Bucs now facing 3rd and long from their own territory. Ernest Graham will take it up the middle. They're playing it safe here, but Graham picks up a bunch of yards here and is at the edge of the first down, but he doesn't get it. And the Buccaneers are actually going to punt this away with 1:57 left. A lot of faith in their defense from just inside the 35-yard line. This punt is up and it's going through for a touchback. So the Jags take over at the 20-yard line, 1:51 to go. Garrard, he's looking downfield for Dennis Northcutt, makes the catch, picks up more than half the yards they need. That's with 1:31 left. We're down to 54 seconds. Garrard takes the snap, runs it outright, gets away from the defense, and puts his team into the lead. Touchdown run there makes it 24-20. Precious little time left, but Tampa have it at their own 35-yard line. They're going to have to take their shot downfield here. That's what Garcia has in mind. Goes to Stevens. Perfect pass, makes the catch. Hey, we got something here from the 40-yard line. Only 16 seconds remaining. They're going to have to take another shot down the field like that. But this one goes up the middle to work. Done. I mean, he makes the catch, but not nearly enough yardage. And in a bit of a thriller here, the Jaguars take it 24-20. The Buccaneers were way too conservative here, and the Jaguars were able to take advantage. They also take over the Buccaneers' territory, expanding their land deeper into Florida. We're back to the wheel, and the wheel is back to the Jaguars. They head west, slightly northwest. That's going to catch the southern portion of Alabama, territory of the Atlanta Falcons. Late in the third quarter, Atlanta leads 14-7. This handoff goes to Michael Turner. He's fighting off the defenders, gets away, and is able to scoot into the end zone. The Falcons go ahead on that touchdown, 21-7. The Jaguars tried to come back. They scored, but Atlanta scored again as well, and they take this 28-14. The Jags already picked up a big victory, but couldn't do it on the road in Atlanta. The Falcons will take over their territory, and this was the season where the Falcons bounced back and made the playoffs. How far can they go in imperialism? The wheel has chosen the winless Detroit Lions. In worse news, they have to travel to Indianapolis to face the Colts. Yet the Lions lead 17-13 in the fourth quarter. The Colts look to do something about that though. Peyton Manning will find Reggie Wayne in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Stemming the tide of 17 consecutive Lion points, Indy gets back up 20-17. The Lions are going to be on the comeback trail. They're facing 3rd and 10. The pressure gets to Dan Orlovsky. He gets the pass off, but it's intercepted by Dante Hughes, and he's able to get away from everybody on the Lion offense and run this back in for a touchdown. We were all set up for the most Cinderella of Cinderella stories, but it wasn't meant to be. The Colts wind up tacking one more on and get out of here with a 34-17 victory. That certainly would have been a good story to see the Lions win this game, but they couldn't get it done. The Colts will take over their territory, and the chance for the Lions to get a win in 2008 has passed them by. The Buffalo Bills have been selected to go to Baltimore to face the Ravens. If there's ever been any question as to why the Ravens get into the uniforms of the Green Bay Packers, it's because only 5 teams in Tecmo Super Bowl III run a 3-4 defense, and 3 of them currently border the Ravens, the other being the Patriots, who are right there. So the Bills will take on the Ravens wearing the Packers uniforms. And the style of uniform doesn't seem to matter. It's already 13-0 Baltimore. Willis McGahee takes this ball into the end zone to make it 20-0. We're still in the first half. That was actually the halftime score. We got a little bit of action in the second half. The Ravens come away with a 32-3 victory. The second-ranked Ravens pick up their second win. They will take over the territory of the Bills, and the Northeast is starting to look pretty interesting. The Dolphins are being called into action. There's only one place for them to go, to Atlanta to face the Falcons. Atlanta leads 14-7 at the 2-minute warning in the first half. This draw play goes to Michael Turner. He's getting some nice yardage, breaks a tackle. He is racing to the end zone. They get him, but it's too late. He broke the plane. The Falcons lead 21-7. Miami pulls back a field goal before halftime, but now in the third quarter, it's 21-10. At the 1-yard line, this is going to be a reverse to Michael Jenkins. He cuts it back in, does a hurdle, and leaps his way into the end zone. The Falcons' lead is now fairly commanding at 28-10. The Dolphins got a little bit going from this point on, but it was too little, too late. Atlanta takes this game 28-20. And with that win, the Falcons join the Ravens in the double victory club this season. They take over Miami's territory, conquering the rest of Florida. No expansion this time. The wheel's going to give us a game. It selects the New Orleans Saints, sends them to the Southwest, catching the corner of the Houston Texans. To keep the spirit of the Detroit Lions alive, we're putting the Texans in their uniforms. The Saints have been in disarray, trailing 17-0 late in the first half. The pitch goes to Steve Slayton, gets a hurdle on, spins away from 3 different guys, and gets into the end zone, adding to the Saints' misery. We're going to be going into halftime with the Texans leading 24-0. The Saints only really got going in the fourth quarter. The Texans win it 31-14. In real life, the Saints had a lot of depth on offense, which propelled them forward. In a video game setting, that doesn't help as much. It showed in this game. The Texans will take over the Saints' territory, and now for the second straight season, they've got on the board with a victory. We're ready for an old-fashioned NFC North battle. The Minnesota Vikings head to Green Bay to face the Packers. Minnesota already leads 7-0 and they're looking for more. We're in the second quarter. Gus Frerotte is going to float this pass into the end zone. Bobby Wade makes a spectacular diving catch, putting the Vikings up 14-0. The rest of the game didn't see a whole lot of scoring, and the Vikings get out of Lambeau Field with a 19-7 victory. Imperialism's most successful team gets yet another win. The Vikings take over the Packers' territory, and they're moving on. The Ravens will now be taking the field for a third time. The Giants will be doing the invading. The Giants have been keeping it relatively close, but it's an 8-point lead for the Ravens, and from the 10-yard line, Joe Flacco finds Derek Mason in the end zone. Touchdown, Baltimore. That will make this a 28-13 game. By the time it's all said and done, the Ravens come out with a 35-16 victory. 3 up, 3 down, the Ravens will take over the Giants' territory, and they are definitely a threat going forward. It's time for our first game out west. The 49ers are chosen on the wheel. They're going to head across the bay to face the Oakland Raiders. It's an offensively challenged game. We're scoreless in the second quarter. The Niners are inside their own 20-yard line. Sean Hill tries to force a pass. That is picked off by Jabril Wilson, and he'll bring it back in for the touchdown. Appropriate that the first points in this scored were allowed by the offense. Oakland leads 7-0. We enter the second half with that same score. They have the ball approaching midfield. This pitch will go to Darren McFadden, but he is met by Mark Roman. The ball is loose, and the 49ers are falling on it. They get a field goal out of this. It's 7-3. The Raiders have it now in the fourth quarter. Jamarcus Russell's going to try to throw a football. We know how that turns out most of the time. Nate Clements of the 49ers makes the interception. Can they actually do something with this ball? They're in Oakland territory after all. Sean Hill steps up, takes a hit, but dumps it off to Bryant Johnson, and he's able to run it down to the 22-yard line. Field goal range is no good here. You think they're going to have to get into the end zone. The next play, this is play action. Hill floats it to Johnson, and we have the game's first offensive touchdown. It's scored by the Niners in the fourth quarter. They take a 10-7 lead. The Raiders are now going to be on the comeback trail. They face a fourth down. They smartly hand it off, and Darren McFadden's able to get a first down. But after 3 incomplete passes, the Raiders once again face a 4th and 10. 1:03 left to go. Jamarcus Russell's going to dump it off to Darren McFadden. He makes the catch, can't pick up the first down, and the Niners are going to win this game 10-7. Well, that was a close game. At least we had that. If you were looking for offensive fireworks, that wasn't for you. The Niners do win, though. They will take over the Raiders' territory, and they now own the majority of California. Let's go back to the wheel. It will be selecting the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to head to the southwest and the expanded territory of the Chicago Bears. We're getting another NFC North matchup. Chicago trails 10-3. They're looking to get something going here. This isn't going to be it. Jared Allen gets the strip sack of Kyle Orton. It's picked up by the Vikings. Linebacker Napoleon Harris carries that ball into the other end zone for a touchdown. That will give Minnesota a 17-3 lead, really putting a stymie on the Bears' chances in this one. The Vikings win 24-13. With this victory, the Vikings solidify their position in the Midwest. They will take over the territory of the Chicago Bears. We're now down to 20 teams remaining. And from those 20 teams, the wheel will be selecting the reigning champions Steelers, and we're getting a matchup here. They're heading to the Northeast to take on the Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens have already eliminated the Eagles and the Giants, 2 top 5 teams. Now they welcome the number 1 team, their division rival, and the team that beat them in the AFC title game. Let's see if getting this game at home might make the difference for them. It hasn't been working out for him yet. They trailed 13-0 late in the third quarter. The Steelers are on the doorstep. The draw play goes to Mwelde Moore. He goes untouched into the end zone. Pittsburgh goes into Baltimore, takes a 20-0 lead heading into the fourth quarter, and they're getting out of there with a final score victory of 30-9. The Ravens had a chance to get on a legendary run. Knocking out 3 top 5 teams is unheard of, but it ends here. The Steelers will take over their territory, and they're marking their place now as the Super Bowl champions and our #1 ranked team. We're going to be heading back to the West Coast in a very traditional imperialism matchup. The 49ers go to Seattle to face the Seahawks. The Niners lead 7-0 in the first quarter. Sean Hill drops back the pass. The line holds up extremely well. He will fire it deep to Isaac Bruce. He goes up, makes the catch, lands in the end zone, extending the Niner lead to 14-0. It was 28-0 by the half, and they walk out of here with a shutout, beating Seattle 31-0. Now, these aren't the same Seahawks that recently made it to the Imperialism title game 4 straight seasons. They're a bottom 5 team this season, but this victory was still somewhat unexpected, especially how badly it went down. The 49ers will take over Seattle's territory, and they now own a vast majority of the West Coast. The Cowboys and the Chiefs have both been expanding. It's now time for them to play each other. This game will be in Dallas. The Cowboys lead 14-0 in the second quarter. Tony Romo stands in the shotgun. He has all day, fires it to Terrell Owens. It's slightly overthrown, but Owens will make the diving catch in the end zone. Touchdown Cowboys. That makes it 21-0, and this was a destruction. The Cowboys come out of here with 52-8 victory. Like the Seahawks before them, the Chiefs have also fallen on hard times. As a bottom 5 team, they were not at all competitive in this game. Dallas wins, they take over the Chiefs' territory, and they continue to grow closer now to the Midwest. The Tennessee Titans are only one of 2 teams remaining from our top 5, and now they're being tasked to go on the road against the red-hot Atlanta Falcons. It's been a close-to-the-vest game, but the Titans have maintained control. Leading 14-3 in the fourth quarter, this quick out goes to Brandon Jones to increase the Titan lead to 21-3. There's barely any time left for Atlanta to make any kind of noise, and make no noise is exactly what they did. The Titans win 21-3. The Falcons certainly did start off this Imperialism pretty hot, but running into the Titans turned out to be their undoing. Tennessee will take over their territory, reaching all the way down through Florida, and we've now eliminated half of the NFL's 32 teams. We're all set for a big showdown in the Midwest. The Vikings go to Indianapolis to face the Colts. We've got back and forth high-scoring action in the first half. That's Dominique Rhodes for the Colts. This teardrop goes to Vicente Shanko for a Viking touchdown. The Colts strike back, Reggie Wayne on the deep pass. The Vikings now give this ball to Adrian Peterson around the right end, tying the game at 14. And then Manning once again will find Reggie Wayne. The Colts take advantage here in the first half with a 21-14 lead. The second half is becoming a problem for them. There are a comedy of errors here. Dallas Clark makes this deep catch, fumbles the ball away to the Vikings. Still 21-14, Dominique Rhodes running downfield, loses a fumble, recovered by the Vikings. Still in the third quarter, Dominique Rhodes will once again lose a fumble that's recovered by the Vikings. In the fourth quarter, Minnesota will finally look to take advantage of all these fumble recoveries. Gus Frerotte throws it up to Bernard Berrien. He gets the catch in the end zone. Touchdown. It's 21-21, and really the Colts should be far ahead. They fell apart on offense, gave it right back to the Vikings. From the 27-yard line, Frerotte steps up in the pocket, throws to Bobby Wade, makes the diving catch for the touchdown. The Colts cannot get out of their own way. The Vikings lead this game 28-21. They're now on the march. They finally crossed midfield. Only 56 seconds left in the game. Manning drops back, is going to look for Dallas Clark, makes the catch. Let's see if he can hold on to this football. He does, getting it down to about the 4-5 yard line. 33 seconds to go. This pitch goes to Dominique Rhodes, and he's able to get into the end zone. So Dallas Clark and Dominique Rhodes, who did all that fumbling, have now made amends, and they're going to be putting this game into overtime, tied up at 28 apiece. The Vikings get it first, and they're grinding it down. Here on 3rd and 2, the handoff goes to Adrian Peterson, picks up the first down. Later in overtime, they're facing 3rd and 6 this time, and they're going to give the ball here to Chester Taylor, but he's able to spin around and pick up the first down. They've grounded out all the way to the 19-yard line. They're going to try Ryan Longwell for the field goal. The pressure comes. They don't get the ball, but it seems like they get to Longwell. He misses the kick, and now the Colts have their chance. They've moved it up to the 42-yard line. Manning will once again find Reggie Wayne streaking down the field. The Vikings give chase, get him down at the 17-yard line. They lose yardage on first down and bring Adam Vinatieri out. This is from 38 yards away. He's got the experience making important kicks. It is good, and almost despite themselves, the Colts hang on in overtime and win this game 31-28. As far as raw talent goes, very few teams can ever match what the Colts had during this decade. Yet they didn't win a whole lot, and that's proving to be the case in Imperialism as well. Maybe this game turns it around. Indy will take over the territory of the Minnesota Vikings and are the clear major presence in the Midwest now. We got in quite a bit of expansion there, but now it's time to get the lowly St. Louis Rams on the field. They're going to Dallas to face the Cowboys. It's 21-3 in the third quarter. The Cowboys are on the doorstep. Tony Romo finds Patrick Creighton on the out. He carries it in the rest of the way for the touchdown. Dallas is very comfortably in the lead here at 28-3. There were some fireworks in the fourth quarter. All sound and fury signifying nothing. Cowboys win 42-17. Some may take umbrage at the Rams being ranked lower than the Lions this season. Imperialism is a very small sample size, but they showed why they're the number one team on the bottom 5. Dallas will take over St. Louis's territory comprising of eastern Missouri, and they're now touching 4 different teams. We're getting closer to the end of this thing. The wheel selects the Denver Broncos, takes them to the southeast. They're headed to Dallas to face the Cowboys. The Cowboys are facing 3rd and short in a tied game. This goes to bruiser back Marion Barber. He'll get the first down, but he's more than just a bruiser, although he does flatten someone on the way to the end zone. Dallas gets this touchdown, and they have a 21-14 lead. We're going to stay in the third quarter. Dallas has gotten the ball right back. They're on the Denver 23-yard line. Barber goes up the middle, once again using some moves and a little bit of speed there at the end. That'll put Dallas even further in the lead at 28-14. It's now incumbent on Denver to get something going. They're all the way back at their own 34-yard line. Jay Cutler steps up in the pocket, throws it downfield. Brandon Marshall makes the catch, and that's the kind of big play they needed. Takes it down to the 20-yard line. They've now moved it to 1st and goal from the 8-yard line. Cutler steps up in the pocket again, goes all the way this time, and scores the touchdown on his own as the third quarter expires. They've cut the lead down to 28-21. Here comes Dallas, though. In the fourth quarter, they've driven it down to the 4-yard line. This is Marion Barber once again getting into the end zone, his third touchdown of the game. Dallas puts even more distance between themselves and Denver. It's a 14-point game. Eddie Royal receives the ensuing kickoff, and he's making some nice moves. He's getting out past midfield. The Cowboys finally get him down at the 29-yard line. On the very first play after that, they're going to run the reverse to Royal, slow around the end, but he draws everybody in, makes them miss, and he finishes what he started on the kick return. And with 1:38 left to go in this game, the Broncos have cut it back down to a 7-point game. Dallas is now facing 3rd and 1. 1:05 to go. The Broncos move the defense forward, and it works, and they get Marion Barber down. So now Dallas has to punt. Denver's bringing the heat, and they're able to block the punt, and the ball's loose there. Dallas falls on it, but it's Denver's ball. It's 3rd and 2, 26 seconds to go. This pitch to Peyton Hillis doesn't go anywhere. And with 16 seconds on the clock, they're bringing out the kicker. I don't understand this. This is a 59-yard kick. Matt Prater puts it up, and he makes it, but Denver still trails, and now they have to depend on the onside kick. Matt Prater lays it down. The ball is loose. Patrick Creighton recovers for the Cowboys, and in one of the weirder endings you're ever going to see, they hold on to win this game 35-31. I think we all know that the AI of any video game, especially one that came out in 1995, isn't going to be perfect, but that was one of the bigger head scratchers we've ever seen. That said, the Cowboys win. They take over the Broncos territory, and looking at the map as a whole here, it would seem as though they now have the largest piece of land. After all that excitement, the wheel will select the Houston Texans, and they're being sent to face the Cowboys, so Dallas is getting right back on the field. Tie ball game in the third quarter. The Texans are in the Cowboy red zone. The pitch goes to Steve Slayton, and he gets his way through the defense into the end zone, giving Houston a 24-17 lead on Dallas in Dallas. Now, the Cowboys' offense has gone stagnant in the second half. They're facing 4th and 6 in their own territory. They're trying a reverse to Terrell Owens. It doesn't fool the Texans. They get the stop. They get the ball back. They've moved it down to the 1-yard line. They're going to try a reverse of their own. This one goes to Kevin Walter, and it was a bit more successful. He gets into the end zone. Houston has now gone out to a 31-17 lead. The Cowboys' offense could not recover, and in a bit of an upset here, the Texans win this 31-17. And now, for the first time in their 7th season of existence, the Texans have won multiple games in a single imperialism. They will take over the Cowboys' territory, and this is by far the most prominent that the Texans logo has ever looked on this map. With 20 teams now eliminated, we look for our next victim. The Carolina Panthers chosen on the wheel. They will head to the south to face off with the Tennessee Titans. The Titans have gotten it going early. They've moved it down to 3rd and goal at the 1-yard line. This pitch to Chris Johnson is stopped, however. That leads to this Rob Barona's field goal. Not by much, but it goes in. It's 3-0. And that's it for the first half. We're now in the third quarter. Tennessee trying to get going again. From their own 35-yard line, Collins has time, fires deep to Justin McCarrons, who makes a great catch. He's fighting for yards, and as he does, the ball is popped loose by Chris Gamble. The Panthers recover and get a pretty decent return. They have moved it to the 15-yard line. They're looking to get on the board for the first time. This is a play-action pass to Muhsin Muhammad, who made his return to the Panthers this season. Off the schneid and in the lead, it's 7-3 Carolina. Now in the fourth quarter, the Titans are nearing midfield. They're going to hand this ball off to Chris Johnson up the middle. Richard Marshall knocks the ball loose. It's still bouncing around a little bit, and Carolina finally recovers it. They don't do anything with it though. Tennessee's got another shot. It's 4th and 10 inside the 50-yard line under pressure. Collins lets it go, and it's another turnover. Chris Gamble with the interception, and that's all she wrote. The Panthers win this one 7-3. Here's a stat you want to avoid when playing football. You never want more turnovers than points scored. And in this game, we saw 3 Titans turnovers. They had 5 altogether. The Panthers will take over their territory. We're down to 11 teams, and only one of those teams is from our top 5. Just so happens to be the number 1 team, the Pittsburgh Steelers. We spin the wheel again. It's just going to pass the Colts and hit the Panthers. But the Panthers will do no such thing. They will now enter the territory of the Colts and play them in Indianapolis. Indy's on the move in the first quarter. We're still scoreless. Peyton Manning will hang in the pocket, but he'll do it for too long. Thomas Davis rips the ball loose. It's bouncing around. The Panthers recover. They're bringing it back to inside the 20-yard line down to the 12. That will lead to this reverse to Steve Smith. He beats the edge, gets around a defender, and scores the touchdown. The Panthers have jumped out to a 7-0 lead. Now we know the Colts have plenty of offense, and they're looking to put it to use. We're now in the second quarter. They've driven down to the 12-yard line. Manning drops back, gets rid of it a lot faster this time. Pinpoint perfect pass to Anthony Gonzalez. That will tie this game up at 7 apiece. They exchange field goals. We're in the second half, tied at 10. Indy is at the Carolina 42. Manning scans the field, goes deep to Reggie Wayne. This combination has been nigh unstoppable in this season's Imperialism. The Colts now lead 17-10. Carolina gets their first sustained drive going now in the fourth quarter. From the 17, this is a play-action pass to Muhsin Muhammad. We just saw them do this against the Titans, and it works again. That will tie this game up at 17 apiece. The defense steps up and gets the ball back, but they're facing 3rd and 6 at their own 30-yard line. Play action, this one goes to Steve Smith. It's knocked away. So the Colts have it now at their own 34-yard line. Under 2 minutes to go. Manning now will go to Marvin Harrison. He's still here. He makes an incredible diving catch, picks up 43 yards. It's now 1st and 10 from the 22. All sorts of changes being made on both sides of the ball. This is a reverse to Reggie Wayne. It's always a good idea to get the ball in his hands. He does what Steve Smith did earlier for the Panthers, scoring on a run and now giving the Colts a 24-17 lead. Carolina's on the comeback trail, but they've moved the ball very slowly down to the 38-yard line. They're going to pitch to D'Angelo Williams, and he only picks up 3 yards. So with 8 seconds left, this is going to be it. Carolina will be throwing it, but it's short to tight end Jeff King. I mean, it got him a first down, but it didn't help them win this game. The Colts escape again, 24-17. The Panthers have recently been developing a knack for winning Imperialism games, but the Colts have been finding ways to survive too. Once these two forces met, it was Indy who got the victory. They will take over the Carolina Panthers territory. We're down to 10 teams, 5 of whom have yet to see the field. This is a super close call on the wheel. It's just going to hit the Cleveland Browns. They're going to head to the West. They're going to take on the Colts in Indianapolis. They won this game in Imperialism last season. Might they be able to do it again? The beginning of this game is a shootout. Braylon Edwards catches that touchdown pass for the Browns. Marvin Harrison makes a nice catch there for the Colts. We're tied at 7. It's Braylon Edwards once again getting into the end zone. This pass goes to Reggie Wayne for the Colts. He will score. It's tied up at 14. And now Dante Stallworth makes the touchdown catch. Where is all this Browns offense coming from? It's 21-14. It's now actually going to be 21-17, and Cleveland is once again on the march. From the Indianapolis 11-yard line, Anderson will find Edwards for the 3rd time. That is Anderson's 4th touchdown pass of the game, and the Browns lead 28-17. The Colts have driven it down to the 15-yard line. Peyton Manning looking for old reliable Reggie Wayne, but it's intercepted instead by Sean Jones. What is happening in this game? The Colts defense is finally going to get a stop and get the ball back. They've taken it to Cleveland's 15-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Manning steps up, will try Reggie Wayne again. This time it works, and the Colts have cut the lead down to 28-24. Cleveland's going to try to rediscover their offensive mojo. They've got a 3rd and 13, 3:20 left in the game. Derek Anderson looks for Dante Stallworth. They connect, but it's short of the 1st down. So now Indy is going to be facing a 3rd and 6, 1:53 to go. All sorts of changes on the line. They're going to run the ball to Dominique Rhodes, and he's going to pick up the 1st down and quite a little bit more. That's going to keep this drive alive. Minute 35 to go. Now a minute 18 left. It's 2nd down. Manning holds the ball. He's going to the end zone, but it's knocked away. That was intended for Dallas Clark. It's 3rd and 4, 1:02 left. On 3rd down, they're going to run the ball again on the reverse to Reggie Wayne. He's just going to pick up the 1st down here. He hasn't gone down yet. There he goes down. So on 1st down, Peyton takes a sack. 27 seconds left. They're backed up at the 24-yard line. Manning is going to look again toward the end zone. This goes for Marvin Harrison, but it's knocked away. We're down to the last play of the game, 6 seconds to go. Manning drops back. The Browns rush in and knock the pass down. Zeros on the clock, and the Browns pull off a shocking upset in Indianapolis by the final score of 28-24. When the Browns beat the Colts in Indianapolis in 2007 Imperialism, that was a 10-6 football team that just missed making the playoffs. This team was 4-12 and had very little to show offensively all season, but they got it together for this game. They take over the territory of the Colts, and we now have the situation where 9 teams remain, and over half of them have yet to step onto the field. It's time to get one of these teams on the field now. This wheel lands on the Redskins. They're going to head to the east, and from their very tiny location, that's going to hit the state of Maryland, which is currently under the control of the reigning Super Bowl champion Pittsburgh Steelers. Pittsburgh leads 15-0 in the 2nd quarter from inside the 1-yard line. They're throwing, but they're going to be doing it successfully. Ben Roethlisberger finds Nate Washington for the touchdown. That makes it 22-0. We've had a run of very close games. This did not join that list. Pittsburgh crushes Washington 53-14. It would be really easy to miss Washington's location on this map, but the Steelers have no problem wiping them out, taking over their territory, and leaving us with our final 8 teams. Emboldened by their big victory, the Steelers are now going on the march. They're heading to the southwest. That's going to take them into the territory of their division rival, the Cleveland Browns. Cleveland's held Pittsburgh to 4 field goals, so trailing 12-0 late in the first half, They've got a chance to make up some of this difference. This pass to Kellen Winslow is intercepted by Ike Taylor, ending the threat. He hasn't gone down yet. In fact, he escapes, gets away from several people, picks up a nice block in the backfield, picks up another one, and the Steelers have a knack for running back interceptions as time expires in the first half in 2008. This wasn't quite James Harrison level, but Ike Taylor does the job. It makes this game 19-0. Nothing happened in the second half worth mentioning. 19-0 remains the final score of this game. Sometimes it's amazing how art can imitate life. The Steelers take over the Browns' territory, and they have yet to allow a single point scored in the first 3 quarters of any game in this Imperialism. We're going to have a double close call here. The wheel is just going to stay with the Steelers. The arrow gives us a photo finish, and Pittsburgh will just clip the corner of the Houston Texans' territory. That game is next, and it will be for a substantially large piece of land. The Steelers continue to roll right along from the Texan 24-yard line. Ben Roethlisberger drops a perfect pass into the lap of Heath Miller. That will get the Steelers on the board first. They lead 7-0. Pittsburgh manages 2 more field goals. They have been kicking a lot of field goals in this Imperialism, leading Houston to fall behind 13-0. Matt Schaub looks to make up for that. This deep pass to Andre Johnson bites off several defenders and gets into the end zone. That will break Pittsburgh's first 3-quarter shutout string. It is 13-7 at the half. In the third quarter now, Houston is driving. They're at the 25. This direct snap goes to Steve Slayton. He cuts right through the middle, spins away from multiple defenders, and scores. With this extra point, this will be the first time Pittsburgh trails this entire season. It's 14-13. They now have the ball inside their own 20-yard line. Ben Roethlisberger breaks out of the pocket and takes off, drags a defender, picks up a first down, drags another one. He's got some power here, getting away from several others, and they grab the hold of him. He still hasn't gone down. He finally will, a 51-yard run, and now we switch sides in the fourth quarter. They like passing the ball at the edge of the goal line, specifically to Nate Washington. Ben Roethlisberger was the hero of that drive. The Steelers get back ahead 20-14. Houston will be looking for their response. They're facing 3rd and 10. Matt Schaub breaks out of the pocket himself, draws in the defenders, and finds David Anderson downfield, makes the catch, takes it down to the 10-yard line. It is now 2nd down from the 10. Schaub drops back, has plenty of time, will once again find Anderson nestled in the middle of the zone there, and they kick this extra point, and they're back in the lead 21-20. Here comes Pittsburgh, though. They've crossed midfield. 2:22 left in the game. Roethlisberger throws downfield, but it's intercepted by Fred Bennett. He breaks a tackle, crosses the 40-yard line, breaks another one, crosses the other 40-yard line. The Steelers finally catch up to him and take him down at the 27-yard line. Can they completely put this game away? This is a reverse to Andre Johnson, weaving in and out. He is untouched on his way to the end zone, and the Texans extend out to a 28-20 lead, and that's where things end. A big upset. The Texans go into Pittsburgh and knock off the champions. So many upsets in this Imperialism, it sure has made it exciting. The Pittsburgh Steelers are done. The Houston Texans will take over their territory. We're down to 6 teams. None of them are from our top 5. This next wheel spin's going to keep it real easy. It lands on the Jets, and they are completely surrounded by the Texans. They're heading over to Houston to play this game. Houston trails 24-7 in the third quarter. The Jets are showing blitz. Matt Schaub checks into a different play. He feels pressure that isn't really there and makes a wildly bad pass that's intercepted by linebacker Calvin Pace. He brings it back into the end zone for a touchdown, and the Jets have jumped all over the Texans in this one. They lead 31-7 here. They get out with a final score victory of 41-21. And the run for the Texans has now come to an end. They become the 5th team to win 3 games, but fall when trying to win their 4th. The Jets will take over their territory, and now they have a large piece of land and are surely going to be the target for every other team moving forward. This next game will get us down to our final 4. The Patriots are chosen on the wheel. There was no one else they could have played. They could have expanded to Connecticut, but they're getting on the field finally. They're going on the road to face the New York Jets. We got a tie ball game in the second quarter. The Jets are on the 3-yard line. Thomas Jones goes off tackle and gets into the end zone. The Jets find themselves in the lead here, 14-7. Their defense is stepping up for them, getting them the ball back with 47 seconds to go from their own 45-yard line. Brett Favre is the Jets quarterback. After the play action, finds Lavernius Coles for a nice gain, getting themselves into field goal range. They've actually moved it down to the 6-yard line. This will be a chip shot field goal for Jay Feely, but unfortunately for them, he misses. So the Patriots are going to come out at the 20-yard line. The Jets crowd the line. Whatever pressure they tried to generate wasn't there. Kevin Falk is running downfield by himself. He makes the catch, and this is incredible. There's nobody there for the Jets to catch up to him. What a collapse. An 80-yard touchdown pass to end the first half. The Jets, instead of leading by 10, are tied at 14. They're going to try to recover here. They're inside the Patriot 20-yard line. This pass is intercepted, though, by Ellis Hobbs. He returns it out to about their own 24-yard line. The Patriots drive the ball down. We're now in the fourth quarter to the 8-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. The pitch goes to Kevin Falk, and he's here to break Jets' hearts once again, scoring the touchdown, giving the Patriots their first lead of the game at 21-14. If the Jets want to get it together, this is going to have to be it. It's 4th down, under 3 minutes to go. Favre wants more than just a first down. His deep pass to Jericho Cotchery, dives to make the catch, gets up and runs it into the end zone. So the Jets finally get off the schneid they put themselves on, and they've cut this to a 1-point game. And looky here, they're going to be going for 2. They're feeling the momentum. They have faith in their defense. They're lining up at the 2-yard line in the shotgun. The Patriots crowd the line. It's a direct snap to Thomas Jones. That fails miserably. So they have to trust this defense now. 2:13 to go. Delayed handoff to Kevin Falk. Cuts right through the middle of the defense. Is there anything this man can't do? Taken down at the 43-yard line. That will lead to this touchdown pass from Matt Castle to Randy Moss with just over a minute remaining. That makes this a 28-20 game, and the Patriots are going to walk out of New Jersey with this 28-20 victory. What a turn of events we saw at the end of that first half, and that proved to be the Jets' undoing. The Patriots will take over their territory. We're left with 4 teams. Not only have the Chargers and Cardinals not played a game yet, they have yet to move from their opening position. It'll be interesting to see not only who plays in the title game, but how they get there. We need a photo finish on this one, and what seemed like the least likely matchup has now become our next matchup. The 49ers are going across the country to face the Patriots. The Niners are looking to open up this defensive struggle. They're at the Patriot 30-yard line. Sean Hill stands up in the pocket, will find Isaac Bruce, makes the diving catch, comes up just short, but Frank Gore is going to take it in on the next play, barely crossing the line there. The Niners have gone out to a 7-0 lead here in the first quarter. Their defense stands up tall once again and gets the ball back at their own 24. It's 3rd and 18 though. Hill has plenty of time in the pocket. We'll try Isaac Bruce again. This time Deltha O'Neal is there for New England. Picks it off and he's able to run it all the way back in for a touchdown. So while the Patriots offense has been stuck in neutral, their defense is able to tie this game up at 7. The Niners now set up shop at their own 21-yard line. Hill once again has plenty of time in the pocket, goes deep to Bryant Johnson in stride, makes the catch, takes it from one 21-yard line to the other. We now have 1:57 left in the half. After some motion, play action pass goes to Johnson, diving touchdown catch. He was everything for the Niners on that drive. It's 14-7. The Patriots now have a long road to hoe. They're at their own 5-yard line, but they go backwards instead. Manny Lawson breaks through for the safety. The Niners lead 16-7 going into the second half. They have the ball again at their own 31. Sean Hill goes for Jason Hill. He will make the catch. The Niners passing game is on point. Hill breaks a tackle and picks up a few more yards. The Niners are threatening to put this game away. They've moved it now to the 17-yard line. Play action. Hill is going to look for Bryant Johnson. Not just his second touchdown catch, his second diving touchdown catch. Now the Patriots are going to block this extra point, so it's staying 22-7. That might make things interesting here. They finally get the ball moving. Castle will find Randy Moss inside the 10-yard line. That will lead to this touchdown pass to Randy Moss. This cuts the lead down to 22-13. Will they go for 2 now, or will they try it later? It looks like they're going to go for the 2-pointer right now. 34 seconds left in the quarter. The pitch to Kevin Falk is stopped in the backfield. So the Niners have a 2-possession lead and the ball in the fourth quarter. They're still looking to throw the ball, and that was a mistake as Ellis Hobbs steps in front and picks it off, his second straight game with an interception. Can New England take advantage? It's second down. Matt Castle looks downfield for Kevin Falk. He's doing it again. He's inside the 10-yard line. They stop him at the 1. They're going to go to Falk on the delayed handoff, and he will get it into the end zone. And had New England gotten that 2-point conversion, they would be going for the tie here. Instead, they'll kick the extra point and remain down by 2 points. The Niners still look like they want to throw the ball, but instead, no, they will give it to Frank Gore. He will pick up the first down and pick up a good number of yards to the 39 of New England. But 2 straight runs gain nothing, and with 3:09 left, Hill's going to try a pass again. He's going deep to Bryant Johnson, but it's knocked away. So the Patriots now pick up the ball at their own 21-yard line. It's 3rd and 9. When in doubt, go to Randy Moss. Diving reception. He gets taken down eventually at the 34, maybe the edge of field goal range. They're going to be looking to get the ball much closer. Speaking of getting closer, that's what the Niners defense does. The Patriots change the play, and it's going to be a reverse to Randy Moss. He's going to beat the edge, and the Niners are going to desperately try to get him down. They do at the 1-yard line. Now the Niners defense is going to step up. This play to Falk loses 4 yards. This play to Falk loses 6 yards. They're going to try Sammy Morris. He gets taken down. So it's up to Stephen Gostkowski to make this field goal from 28 yards away. It is good. What a comeback by the Patriots. They were down by 15 points, yet they will win this game 23-22. What an unbelievable game that was, and the 49ers seem to be the kings of losing imperialism games in the most heartbreaking manner possible. The Patriots will take over their territory. Their land literally stretches from sea to shining sea. But we have 2 teams remaining, the Chargers and the Cardinals, who have not even moved from their opening position. It's possible that one of these teams will make the Imperialism title game without having to win one beforehand. One of those teams will not be the Cardinals. Which direction will they go? To the east to face the Patriots. First things first, the San Diego Chargers, without having to play a game, will be in the Imperialism title game. The Patriots once again will get to play at home. They barely squeaked by the 49ers. This Cardinal team brings a lot more offense, an offense that took them to Super Bowl 43. Who will make it to the title game? Let's get on the field and find out. That Cardinals offense has gotten to work. They're at the Patriot 5-yard line. Kurt Warner will find tight end Leonard Pope for the touchdown. That will put the Cardinals ahead by a score of 7-0. The Patriots are going to look to respond. They've moved into Cardinal territory. We're still in the first quarter. Matt Castle looks for Randy Moss on the crosser. Moss picks up some good yak down to the 21-yard line, but they can go no further. Steven Gostkowski will come out for a 38-yard field goal attempt. It's shaky, but it's good. We're now at 7-3. Switching sides in the second quarter, the Cardinals are driving once again. This is a direct snap to Tim Hightower. Evades several tacklers, gets down inside the 10-yard line. From here, Kurt Warner will drop back, step up, look for Anquan Boldin, and find him in the end zone for the touchdown. The Cardinals have now taken a double-digit lead. It's 14-3. New England's going to want to score before the half here. Just over a minute remaining from the Cardinal 30. Matt Castle looks for Benjamin Watson. Makes the catch, gets close to the 10-yard line, but time ticks away with only 3 seconds remaining. They have to settle for this short field goal that was also shaky, but good. It's 14-6 at halftime. The Cardinals are now going to look to get themselves another touchdown. Kurt Warner scans the field, finds Steve Breston. He'll get some good yardage there. That leads to a field goal. The Patriots trail by 11, 3:20 left in the third. Matt Castle goes deep to Kevin Falk. He's like a receiver out of the backfield here. Gets it down inside the 20-yard line. New England's going to try to break through to the end zone. It's 3rd and goal from the 3. This delayed handoff to Falk is stopped. Gostkowski is going to have to come out once again. This from 22 yards away. Again, it's shaky, but again, it's good. 17-9 Cardinals lead. The Patriots get it back. We're now in the fourth quarter. Castle throws to Randy Moss, has a step. What a great diving tackle there by the Cardinals. The Patriots now have a 2nd and goal from the 5. Can they finally get into the end zone? Sammy Morris breaks a tackle and breaks the plane. Finally, New England has scored a touchdown. With time remaining in the game, they'll kick the extra point, remain down by 1. The Cardinals have lost their flow a little bit, but they're going to try this here. What a great pattern and a great throw. The connection goes to Larry Fitzgerald inside the Patriot 40-yard line. After not getting much on 1st and 2nd, it's 3rd and 9. Warner is going to try to scramble. There's no way he can get this, but he does. What a great run by Kurt Warner. But it's now 3rd and 11. The Patriots change up their defense. Warner is going to stay in the pocket, throw this to Leonard Pope. He's short of the first down, though. So Neil Rackers will come out for a 38-yard field goal. He makes it, ensuring the Patriots must score a touchdown. They'll set up shop at their own 15, 1:11 to go in the game. Castle drops back, the crosser goes to Wes Welker. He's going to get past midfield. What a great way to start this drive. Will they be able to follow it up? From the Cardinal 47, Castle has time. He's holding the ball. He holds it for too long. The Cardinals wrap him up, but he's not going down. He escapes and finally will go down here. Gerald Hayes with the sack. That killed a lot of time. What a disastrous play for New England. They're now stuck having to go all the way down the field. Castle will let this go. It's Kevin Falk. Can they catch him? They give him chase. He spins away. Unbelievable ending to this game. Kevin Falk is a superhero. The Patriots, who led this game for 0 seconds of game clock, are gonna win 23-20. Absolutely unbelievable. The Patriots are touched by the hand of God, it may appear. They have control now of the entire United States, except for Southern California. The Patriots and the Chargers are going to face off for the championship game. The last time a team from California got to the title game without having to play, it was the 1974 Raiders. They won it. The other time this happened was in 1988, and it was the Patriots. They lost it. How is this one gonna go? We need to spin the wheel and find out where this game is gonna be played. And the wheel is gonna land on the Chargers, which will send them on the road to play the Patriots. This is a unique matchup. By a fluke, the Patriots missed the playoffs this season despite going 11-5. The Chargers, who were 8-8, in fact at one point were 4-8, won their very weak division and made it to the playoffs and won a game. Lost in all the shuffle of the craziness of this season is that the Patriots are reigning Imperialism champions. They're going to try to become only the 5th team to go back-to-back. Let's get on the field and find out who will win 2008 Imperialism. The Patriots defense starts this game off with a stop, giving the ball to the offense. This pitch goes to Sammy Morris. He hasn't been a major contributor to this team this season, but he picks up 21 important yards here. It is 1st and 10 from the 14. The Chargers look like they're showing blitz. The Patriots change the play at the line. Matt Castle drops back, looks toward the back of the end zone, and who else but Kevin Falk. The legend continues. He makes the catch. Touchdown Patriots. This game is 7-0. The Chargers are going to try to get back. They're pinned back at their own 12-yard line. The delayed handoff will go to LaDainian Tomlinson. The Patriots think they have him bottled up, but he breaks a couple of tackles. He's taking off. He's past midfield. They give him chase. They finally get him down. That was a 53-yard run. A few plays later now, from the 15, Phillip Rivers throws toward Vincent Jackson. He's just bigger than anybody who's trying to guard him. Touchdown catch for the Chargers. They're back in this. We're tied up at 7 apiece. Now in the second quarter, the Patriots are facing 3rd and short in their own territory. Who might Castle be looking for? But Kevin Falk makes the diving catch to the Charger 35-yard line, a 36-yard gain. It's now 3rd and 13. Castle will look for Randy Moss, makes the catch. They get him down right before he gets across the goal line. On the next play, Kevin Falk will take it into the end zone. That's the Patriots' second touchdown. They've both been scored by Falk. They reestablished themselves in the lead, 14-7. The Chargers have driven it down to the Patriot 24. 1:25 left in the half. Phillip Rivers throws it to Malcolm Floyd. Not the fastest man in the world, but he's able to score the touchdown. The Chargers keep answering back, doing the damage before the half is over. We're tied at 14. There's still some time left, though. The Pats set up at their own 36-yard line. Castle looks for Falk, and he makes a diving catch. They're going to change his name to Kevin Folk because he's becoming a folk hero. From the 40-yard line, 40 seconds to go and counting. The pass goes to Falk, and you can't even make this up at this point. He does it again. A 40-yard touchdown. 21-14 is going to be our halftime score. The Chargers defense opens the second half with a stop, giving the ball to the offense. They're leaning in close to midfield here. Phillip Rivers, he's going to look for Vincent Jackson. He's got it. The Patriots defense is unable to get a hold of him. He gets away, and that's another huge answer by the Chargers offense. 53 yards, tying this game back up at 21. Now New England has it. They've driven it to the 30-yard line. Out of the shotgun, Castle looks for Randy Moss. Touchdown Patriots. The back and forth ping-pong-like matchup continues. It's 28-21. to 21. The Chargers are in a little bit of trouble here. They're at their own 20-yard line. 3rd and 19. Phillip Rivers steps up, lifts it up to Antonio Gates. He'll make the catch and keep the drive alive. Once again, though, it's 3rd and long, 3rd and 14. The pressure comes. Richard Seymour takes Phillip Rivers down. It's 4th and way too long. They've got to punt it. The Patriots now face a 3rd and 18. Castle looks downfield. He's going to go to Randy Moss. He makes the diving catch at the 45-yard line. After all the damage Kevin Falk has done, this is now Randy Moss's time. From the 45. This is going to be a short pass to Moss, catches it at the 34. He takes off. The Chargers dive and miss, and Moss will carry it all the way into the end zone. After all the back and forth, the Patriots have now scored back-to-back touchdowns. The Chargers are able to get one back, but look at that clock in the bottom. Zeros are on it. It made no difference. The Patriots win this game 35-28. And with that victory, they now become only the 5th team to win back-to-back Imperialism championships. They did so last season when they were undefeated in the real regular season. This season, an 11-5 team that somehow missed the playoffs still stepped up and took down this crown. Super Bowl 43 was one of the most memorable football games of all time, period. It took 2 all-time great plays for the Steelers to win it, preventing us from having, probably by leaps and bounds, the most unlikely Super Bowl champion ever. Yet these Cardinals were gifted passage into the final 3 of Imperialism, only to give it up on the last play of the game. Instead, we got the Patriots and the Chargers, the latter of whom was gifted even more, making the title game without a prior win. In the end, the Patriots redeemed their real-life regular season when they went 11-5 and missed the playoffs by taking down the Imperialism crown. Here is the team they did it with. It may appear as though we can just block out everybody's name here except for Kevin Falk, who seemed to do everything minus kicking field goals and selling hot dogs in the stands. But in reality, this is still a super stacked team with an incredible offensive line. And you may notice Matt Castle here instead of, what's his name, that is always given an overabundance of undue credit. Can't think of who he is though. The defense is just as frightening as ever, especially that stout front 7. The perceived weakness of this D would be the corner combo of Ellis Hobbs and Deltha O'Neal, but they both stepped up in big ways during the Patriots' run. Beyond them are the usual suspects of Richard Seymour, Vince Wilfork, and Matt Vrabel, wrecking shop at every opportunity. New England made a few comebacks here, and comebacks start with defense. We started this Imperialism with some low-scoring games that weren't exactly blowouts, but they weren't extremely close either, for the most part anyway. No, the real drama started in the second half of games. 10 of these games were decided by a single possession, including each of the last 4 games involving the Patriots, where they won those 4 games by a combined 19 points, including that ridiculous ending against the Cardinals, putting them in the title game where they beat the Chargers. That title game gave the Patriots 4 wins this season, which was enough to lead the way. As mentioned earlier, 5 different teams had a shot at a 4th win, but all of them, the Colts, Cowboys, Ravens, Steelers, and Texans, fell at that hurdle. The teams at the top of the overall standings are starting to see a little more success, but the Vikings remain on top, just 1 win away from 70 overall. The most frustrated team here has to be the Steelers, in 5th place with 55 total wins, yet only 1 Imperialism title game and championship to show for it, all the way back to 30 seasons earlier in 1978. Thank you so much for joining us today and making it all the way to the end of the video. Be sure to give it a like and some shares, and if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to the channel and dinging that bell for future notifications. For the 2nd straight season, the New England Patriots reign supreme as Imperialism champions. Just like the Super Bowl, No team has ever won Imperialism 3 straight seasons. Might they be the ones to do it? They'll be bringing a top 5 team into next season, so it will certainly be possible. The other 31 teams will be joining in on the fun, and I hope you will be as well. Thank you once again, and until next time, I hope you have an awesome day.